Okay, so the last part of our dividend section is this aggregated dividend box in the bottom right corner. So what we're going to do is we're going to implement the markup for this component first, and once we have that, then we'll start implementing the functionality. So let's go ahead and go over to our editor, and we'll create a new component in source / components, and we'll call that aggregated dividend, and make sure to put that in a folder, aggregated dividend JSX. All right, and we'll create a functional component, and we'll give that the same name. And while we're at it, we will create the module, CSS module, and we'll import the styles into our components. All right. Make sure we put a return on here. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out the sketch file. And so it looks like we have a header up top and a select, and then we have just two items displaying a title and a value underneath, and then we have a border, and then we have this section in the bottom where we give a ranking. All right, so let's go ahead and build that. So we already have a select box that we can use. So we'll go ahead and import that. And the first section here will be the header. So we'll give that a class name of styles.header, and we'll give it an h3 that's going to say aggregated dividend. And then we'll put the select item in the header as well. And the select item is going to take in some options. So let's go ahead and create some dummy options here. And we are going to have a object with a value and a display value. And we'll go ahead and we'll give that to the select. Now next up we'll have a container, and it's going to have a, let's see, we're going to grab the average, the past 20 years, and we'll put in some values for now. So we'll have the average, and then we'll put in the value, and we'll add another container, and we'll add the total yield. Okay. So now that we have that, we'll add a div with a class name of styles.border. And now we'll go ahead and add this section at the bottom. Go ahead and make this a self-closing tag too. So let's go ahead and create a div with a styles ranking container. And inside of the ranking container, we're going to have a paragraph, and we're going to grab the text from here. And we'll have a div with the class name of styles ranking. And let's go ahead and put in 1 there for now. So that's all the markup, I believe. And we can go ahead and head over to our stock view. Excuse me, our dividend.jsx. And we'll add the aggregated dividend underneath the dividend calculator, and then make sure we import that and put that up top with our other imports. Okay, so looks like something went wrong. So can't read property map of undefined, and that's happening inside our select component. So it expects options, and maybe we just misspelled that. So we need to make sure we pass in options and not option. All right, so we have our markup here. Now let's go ahead and get started styling it. So we'll go ahead and give the entire component a styles aggregated dividend, and we'll grab that class first, and we'll open the module, CSS module, and we'll give it a background color, a white. We're going to give it a padding, a var box padding. We're going to give it a border radius, a var box border radius, and let's see. Let's go ahead and match the width of the dividend calculator. So that's a width of 400 pixels. So let's put that in for now. And then we'll give it a margin top of 2 rand. All right. So let's go ahead and grab the header. All right, so the header, and we'll give that a display property of flex, and we'll justify the content with space between, and then we'll give the select a class name of styles select. And let's go ahead and look at this. All right, so we'll go ahead and say align items center on the header. We'll give the select a width of 100 pixels. Let's go ahead and see what's going on here. So the select, let's go ahead and check out the select component. All right, so we need to make sure that we use the class name. So we're going to go ahead and say import class name from class names, and then we'll take that and we'll give the styles.select container and the class name we pass in from the props. So that should make sure that we override the initial styles. So our class here should be the one that applies. All right, so let's go ahead and just check out this select box. And we'll see if we can't find our class. All right. So here we go. Let's keep it at 100 for now. And then we'll go ahead and go back to our aggregated dividend module. And we'll give that a var, font size, var h3 font size. And we'll try and put that on here as well. So this has var h3 font size, and all right, so we need to make sure that we give this a class name. So we're going to say heading, and then we'll add that to the actual heading. All right, and we'll say 110 pixels for now, and we'll get back to that a little bit later. So let's keep going. We want to grab our styles.container here, and we'll give that a display of flex and a justify content of space between. And we want to give it a margin top and bottom. And we're going to grab the header and give that a margin bottom of 10 pixels as well. And then we'll grab the border. So in our aggregated dividend component, we have a border down here. It's going to separate a little bit of the content. And we'll give that a width of 100%, height of 3 pixels, and a color. And let's go ahead and check. We're going to give it let's give it dashboard BG. Actually, let's go ahead and just say F1, F1, F1. So a light gray color. And give that a margin top and bottom of 25 pixels. So that needs to be background color. Okay. All right. And we'll go ahead and finish this last section here as well. So aggregated dividend, we'll grab the ranking container. We'll give that a display of flex. And we'll take the ranking and we'll go ahead and say width. And actually we want this to be similar to our dividend list. And we're gonna go ahead and grab the ranking here, and we'll see, maybe we'll make that into a component, but for now I'm gonna grab that and put it in aggregated dividend. And we're gonna say that the background color is going to be primary blue. All right. And we can go ahead and align the item's center inside of the ranking container. And then we'll also go ahead and give the entire aggregated dividend a color of var dark gray. And we'll go back to the header or the heading, and we give that a color of var header color, and just check that that's correct. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and just play around a little bit in our developer console. So we might want to increase the width of this a little bit. And then we're going to take a look at this entire dividend container, and we might want to do 2 rems in the margin left here, and that's not looking too bad. Alright, so let's go ahead and implement that. So we'll go to the dividend list, and we'll just change the width, and we'll go to the dividend module, and we'll put a 2 rem margin there. And let's see, maybe we want to center this. Well, we'll just keep it as it is for now, and then we'll take a look at how we can make it look a little bit better in the future. But now that we have our markup for the aggregated dividend section, we're going to take a look at implementing the functionality in the next video. So thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you there.